Hello, good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to Talkin Kop. It is a full-time reaction show. It is finished at Selhurst Park. Crystal Palace 1, Liverpool 2. I'm your host, Matt, joined by Chris Brack, Robbie. Robbie, away to a middling bottom half side, not our best record, and showed, didn't it?
It certainly did. Yeah, we've been there before, haven't we? Yeah, but I'm just so happy. I wanted 9 points from the last 3 games to make sure we were in the title race, and we are in a title race now. I think next week, guys, get your $3.99 subscriptions in, because we're in for one hell of a week. And there's going to be a lot to talk about. But yeah, I think we're well in. We're in a title race here now. But it wasn't looking like that for 80 minutes. But what Liverpool, come let us adore them.
Absolutely. I mean, Chris, thankfully the last 10 minutes provided us with something positive to talk about, because that was looking like it was shaping up to be a real rough show for the three of us coming on.
Especially for me, because I am absolutely dying on my ass. I'm sick as a dog, which is hence why we didn't have a member show yesterday, because I just couldn't get my head up. So I was thinking like, and Matt, you know me, I go like, look, as long as we win, I don't really care we win. But I'll be honest, after about 70 minutes, I was going, fuck it, lads, can I have something? I'm dying to be arse here. This is not helping me in the slightest. But listen, depends which hat you have on. You can either go, that's what champions do. They find a way when they're playing like utter dog shit, which is what we did. But I'm also a little bit in the Robbie camp, which is, it's great we've won. We'll sing the praises. We'll top the league list for a few hours. This is all really good. Winning when you're not playing well. We have got to try and find a way of improving away performances against middling sides like this, because eventually you are at some point going to get stung, a la Luton. But listen, let's look at the positives. The big positive today is Liverpool found a way. Players dropping like flies, and you've got to give the big man his credit. And I don't mean Alisson. We'll talk about him in a minute. It's Klopp. Once again, Klopp subs, make a big difference to Liverpool. IU also helped. We'll talk about that. But fair play to Klopp, and couldn't be happy for Harvey Elliott. He's been threatening that goal for the last probably 10 games. That sort of distance, that whip. Everyone's been deflected wide, just not quite come off. He's been threatening that now for a good 10 games. So I was made up for him. It's also nice when it's a Liverpool fan who scores the winning goal as well.
Yeah, it does mean just a little bit more to Harvey Elliott.
It was like one of us scoring, wasn't it? You know what I mean? That's how we'd react if we'd scored. That's kind of how you go off it.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons why I really like Harvey Elliott. I just like the story of the fact that he was there as a fan in Kiev, and then he ends up getting to play for Liverpool. And he's not a Scouser, but he surely will be an adopted one, especially on the back of today. But in terms of lineups, I mean, real good news, Robbie, when these lineups dropped this morning. I mean, what a shot in the arm, and it will come up again as we go throughout the show. But Alisson Becker, somebody in the Telegram members chat said he has healing powers akin to Wolverine from the X-Men.
He was there today.
He was, yeah.
Yeah.
Wolverine was there today as well.
That's right. They did kept counting to Hugh Jackman in the crowd. But I mean, what a boost for us going into the game. And I mean, the rest of the lineup, Trent Kwanzaa gets the start. Acceptable that Konate is going to need a rest just coming back from injury. But I mean, the main man, Alisson Becker.
Oh yeah, I mean, as soon as I saw that, like, so made up. There were rumors the last couple of days that he might be ready to go, but it was such a shot in the arm, and like we'll talk about it as you said later on. But he paid us all back in spades there. Yeah, I did my team out, and I didn't expect Kwanzaa to come in, to be honest with you, but. Look, he's there on merit. I don't think. Right, okay.
He's so assured.
Yeah. Like no qualms about him being there at all. I thought I was glad. I think Endo deserved to keep his place after his performance in the last match.
I agree.
I was a bit surprised. That Diaz played. I don't think he's been great lately. But Yeah, so it was pretty much the rest of the rest of it kind of picked itself. The team had picked itself, but yeah, well, just great to have him back. It is so good to have him back. Yeah, I still think we need a better song for him, but
yes, it's strange that the most musical member of the team doesn't seem to have a song yet. That's one for the away fans to get onto, because we sing his name often enough, and rightly so. And I mean, Chris, obviously the other absence of note is Alexis McAllister, not in the squad at all today with the stitches on his knee. Team just being a little careful with it. Presumably he also won't travel away to Belgium in the midweek in a meaningless Europa League game. But Szoboszlai, Endo, Gravenberch, an entire, all new signings in the midfield again.
I was a little surprised Gravenberch started. Not to go in heavy on the lad, but I think that's now 4 games in a row now where I think he's sort of ghosted games and been quite sloppy with the ball. I actually thought, and I know I get accused of being a Curtis Jones super fan, but I kind of thought this might be a game for Jones, as in someone he's just holds the ball a bit more, keeps it ticking over, very Gino Ronaldo-esque. Kind of felt that's what we needed, but I guess that's why you went for a Gravenberch. It was someone who's a bit more direct and runs at players and runs with the ball. But he only did it a couple of times, which was a little frustrating. I wasn't like losing my mind over it. I was just like, oh, I thought Jones may have started. I've got a sneaky feeling Jones and Elliott have been told, lads, you're playing Union. I need a couple of experienced heads. You two are playing Union, which is why you're barely playing these games, because Klopp probably thinking, Jones or Elliott get injured, I'm going to have to play Domo or someone in Union, and I don't want to. So I do wonder if that's why they've been held back. They've been told, like, it wouldn't surprise me Jones is captain against Union. I think that's what he's going to be given that opportunity. So, but yeah, otherwise I was pretty happy with it. I thought my mate played well.
He did on the second minute.
I can't listen. I know I'm not his biggest fan, but I have to also give credit where credit's due. I just thought defensively he did really well. Attacking wise, he didn't attack as much as one, but to be honest, he had fuck all to hit because Darwin Núñez just stands 7 yards offside all game. That's his thing.
Yes, he. I think I counted at least 5. I counted at least 5 times that Darwin was offside. Tsimikas did have a chance for a shot. It's about the first thing of note that I have down 2 minutes in. And Ian Dark, the commentator, points out that it has been 5.5 years since his last goal. So it's he's getting up there. He's scored, so he's not Joe Gomez territory, but
yeah, is he 8 games now? It's about 8 games, isn't it? 7 or 8 games he scored. It's a little while. He is.
Oh, I meant Tsimikas.
Tsimikas. I thought you meant Núñez. Oh, yeah.
No, Núñez now I believe is on 8 games since he's
8 games. Yeah,
since he scored.
He's still getting assists. He's affecting things in other ways. Not today, but
yeah. Not today. I mean, really, for the first half, like I thought we started the first 10-15 minutes quite lively. We were pressing in bunches. We were winning the ball back. They weren't able to really get a foot on the ball. It was all us, just dunk, 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 get a short pass, and it was kind of a prelude of things to come. Kwanzaa just sells Endo just a little bit short. He gets caught on it. They don't really threaten from the back. Everybody, I mean, Robbie, can you pick out a bright spark in our team from the first half?
Because the first half, apart from
that's what I can think of.
Yeah. The only thing is the save. I had, when I was taking a few notes, I had 15 minutes to first Christmas carol from the crowd. So that's how exciting it was. We did start brightly. We did, pass the ball around, but it's been like this with the mid to end of the league teams, that we've a lot of possession, but no penetration. And we've seen it quite a lot this season. And that's what it was really in the first half. I think from Palace came right into it just before the save, and then with the penalty as well, that they came right into it and they started playing well. I mean, Will Hughes, I thought had a great game for them. I thought he was really, really good, and he was playing with Pete Graham soon as he was up, putting balls through up the front. He was making tackles on the edge of their half. They fought really well, to be fair to them. They were really clued in.
They talked to Endo, didn't
they? They did. Yeah, it was a typical Hodgson's team set up well, and they were doing their job.
Because I think tactically, you've got to give them credit, is they waited for the trigger of, as soon as Endo got the ball with his back to goal, When he's on the half turn, they left him alone because on the half turn, to be fair to Endo, he's good at picking the simple pass out, and he doesn't really lose the ball. As soon as he's back to goal, Will Hughes was up his arse before he could move, which is where they nearly get the first penalty from. Endo, it just didn't quite work for him today. He sort of struggled a bit with the physicality of the game. He wasn't the only one. His two bits of the side to him just ghosted and disappeared. I mean, I forgot Domo was playing until the second half. I just forgot he was on the pitch. But I think that apart from the keeper, to be fair, I thought the back four defended well. They had to because there was no fucking else open them. And much choice, but I thought defensively, the back four did really well. Midfield, it was just one of those games. They were just non-existent, absolutely non-existent, and the attack had nothing to go with. My big gripe was probably after we got, is it Ward who got booked? About half an hour in. Matt, you'll have it in your notes because you're the most organised man I know. Mm-hmm. After we got Ward booked, we didn't go at him anymore. And I don't know why we've got this tactic of, we've got the fullback, but don't go at him. Because we saw when we played Everton. Once the fullback's booked, you keep going at him because no one can take Diaz on his pace. Get him sent off earlier. But,
Yeah, I would say also, I thought the defense, Virgil van Dijk, I think, has another very, very solid game for us at the back. And I think in the end, despite giving away the penalty in the second half, that Kwanzaa had a fairly good game as well. And I would say that Endo defensively actually looked pretty good in that first half. It was just a complete two-phase situation where when he had the ball at his feet, it was 2-3 touch football instead of 1-2 touch football, and just too many times getting caught on it.
Only when his back's go, because to be fair, I think when he was facing the play, he was very good at the one touch, pinging it and all that sort of stuff. They just identified a potential weakness there and went for it. And to be fair to him, apart from a correct VAR decision, they nearly got a penalty out of it.
Yeah.
But can we talk about Ali's save? Because it's...
please. Robbie, I don't know if you know how the build-up started. All I know is that Ayu's got the ball out on the right wing. He whips a low cross. It goes right through the box. Jefferson Lerma is at the back post, completely unmarked. And Alisson. Every game that he plays in, we get at least one of these moments, it feels like.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it feels like it's every time someone, I don't know when his contract is up or what, but he is so important to us. He really, really is. He should be one. I don't know where he is in the earners, but he should be one of the top earners. He is vital for us. Vital. Well, I hope so. Well, he should be. A keeper ordinarily wouldn't be, but excuse me. He saved us on so many occasions. It's like I think he is the best keeper in the Premiership. I'm afraid to say it, but he's the best keeper in the Premier League now since Schmeichel. I think he's done it, and I think Schmeichel was as important for United as Alisson is for us, and that's saying something. So what a save, and the fact that I actually thought he might have got a finger to when he got up. His reaction, he's a great shortstopper, but his reactions are unbelievable.
The second save is actually more impressive because he realised it's coming down because he softened his arm, so it only clips his arm, and then Trent's there to. And it's fair play to Trent actually, because Trent gets his arse round to clear it. It wasn't a replay. He gets his body in such a way that it's more of a thud on him. It's not, it's not a fringy armour because it hit when he forced. It's going to be an Alisson own goal, and we saw similar at Newcastle. Does a wonder save. And then has the reactions to go, I palm it wide.
Correct.
It doesn't look like a guy who's had a hamstring injury, does he?
Absolutely. No. But no, he's vital for us. He is so important. And I think everybody's reaction when we heard he was in the team today, I can imagine was the same. Not dissing Kelleher or whatever. I thought he did well last week and what he had to do in the last game, but it was such a bonus to have him today. And again, he's proved his worth. What a guy.
Goal to ask him was Van Dijk's yellow card was overturned because you can't be booked for something that didn't happen. Technically, didn't happen.
How he didn't get hurt against Everton, a couple of seasons ago. It was after, it was offside. It doesn't count. But
it doesn't count. Doesn't count.
before, like after the save, the ball kind of goes down the other end, and I'm just kind of trying to will it to go out of bounds so that we can get the replay of the save, because it was kind of hard to see in real time. Just bang bang, ball flashes across the box. So eventually it goes out. We get a couple of replays, and then by the time it comes back, we're pretty much in the middle of Wataru Endo being caught dawdling on the ball, Chris, and Will Hughes, as you guys pointed out, had a really good game. Lays the ball into Hudson Edouard. Virgil van Dijk just fouls him. Like, it's just a penalty.
I love how that got. I didn't touch him, Virg. You definitely did. You touched him all day long, mate.
And then the theme of the day, Chris, comes up, which is VAR taking a really long time, because they looked at the foul and looked and looked.
The only thing I can say, if and this is not unusual for me to stick up for officials, but you get all the big decisions. Including the VAR was right. They may take a while, but they get them right. And let's be honest, last time we tried to rush a VAR decision, we ended up with Diaz's goal not counted when he's about 2 yards on side. So, my initial reaction,
good process.
Yeah, exactly. My initial reaction at the time was, is that not a foul at Endo? Now, both things can be true, because I also think Endo just needs to be a bit sharper on the ball. Yeah. One touch and whack it clear. I also think it's a bit of a hospital pass to him. I don't think he should be given the ball where it was. I think it was asking for trouble, unless it's like someone who's like a McAllister or a Gravenberch who are quite used to back to goal and just turning, because that's actually their skill. But when you saw it was the second replay, you could see where he doesn't get the ball and he hooks his leg back, and I went, that's a free kick. Why you need to see it 15 times in real time, I don't know, because after two replays you're going, that's it. And again, BT comms are trying to make it into a bit of is it a pen? Is it a controversy? It's a foul when Rio Ferdinand just goes, yeah, I thought that was a foul.
Yeah.
Rio Ferdinand doesn't give Liverpool anything. He was going, yeah, it's a foul. So, yeah, to me, they got the decision right. I know Palace fans won't be happy about it, but I have to be fair to the referee. I just thought he got I think he got all the big decisions right. And with VAR assistance, so, credit where credit's due. Now, maybe you should have seen it in real time, but listen, it was the right decision. I think I messaged my friend Kev, said, right, there's your 2 warning shots. Pardon my language. Wake the fuck up now. Because, I was going, we've had 75% of the ball, not had a shot on target, and the best chances have fallen to Palace. They looked the more likely to score on the break. They are actually, as much as I dislike Roy Hodgson, set up really well. Spring on the counter. I remember this is a Palace that they've got no Eze, no Elise, who are unreally talented players, and thank Christ they're not playing. So you're thinking Schlupp actually, I thought, had a really good game for that. I thought he picked his runs really well, when to take on, and when to fill in as an extra midfield, as an extra sort of central midfielder. I thought tactically they set themselves up really well.
And I mean, the proof is in the pudding in terms of the statistics, because we get to halftime and Liverpool don't have a shot on goal.
Hey,
so I mean,
sorry.
Oh, lovely. That was,
sorry, I wasn't sure. I didn't know. So I just saw someone say United losing. Hey, this game's getting better. This game's getting better. Brilliant.
Bournemouth. Bournemouth. I always rated Areola. I mean, we get to halftime. Really, the first half, we got Alisson save. We got the no pen for VAR, and the fact that we were completely and utterly insipid up front. And for me, it just felt like our main plan of attack, not just the first half, but pretty much until we made the substitutions, was just hit and hope long balls. It was like, Robbie, it felt a very un-Liverpool-like way of attacking. The number of times that we would just hook the ball over the midfield and hope that Darwin Núñez or Luis Diaz would be able to win a header up against Joachim Andersen and Mark Gahey, who are both very capable Premier League level defenders. Like, 3 games in a row now, our attack has really misfired, with the exception of Mo's goal, which we're, of course, going to get to joyfully. But real lack of just, I don't know, incisive movement and finishing touch and all of them. Like, it's not just Darwin Núñez, it's been a while since he's had a goal, but Luis Diaz was quite ineffective today as well, I thought.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like, I actually at half time, that's what I put down, was dominating possession, Palace with the chances. We've all been here before. It is a little bit worrying. It is a little bit worrying, but I think we're going to come up against that a lot with the teams that are mid-table and below. and it's just something we've got to keep working on. I mean, I think Matt, you mentioned earlier on. I think a lot of when we were trying to go through Palace, we had one pass too many quite a lot of the times, and we just looked a bit. We're out of ideas. We're trying the same thing. It's not working. It is a bit of a worry. I was very worried when I saw that start at halftime. But
it's too slow, isn't it?
You just get something, and it's just something that you have to play through and just keep trying, and eventually, it has worked. Eventually, we have got through. During the season, but I think it is a worry. I think Szoboszlai and has his levels have dropped a little bit. I agree with you, Chris, in that Gravenberch hasn't really done much over the last few games either. I mean, I think like Curtis Jones. I like Curtis Jones as well. I think he's in a lot of criticism. I thought on my team today, I thought he might start today, but you gotta stick to your guns, I think, and play the way you want to play. And balls over the top to Nunes is not, it's not going to work. Go ahead.
It's not his strength, though, is it either? Just
no.
Bang it up. It's fine to bang up if it's for him to run onto, because that's his strength. It's not to use him as a Duncan Ferguson.
Yeah.
He's not that type of striker. Although he can be good there and there, that's to set things up. Do you think, Robbie, it's more to do with, because of injuries are part of football, it's a different midfield every week because of who we have? And I wonder if that's sometimes a little bit of it's hard to get a settled midfield, which then is, if you have a settled midfield, you kind of know what they're going to do up front. Because the lads know, when McAllister gets the ball here, I go because I know it. But look, it's McAllister, it's Endo. And my other slight worry with Szoboszlai and Gravenberch is they played all the career in Germany. They played a lot of career in Germany. Gravenberch, winter break. Brown is not long after a couple of weeks out. They're used to a winter break and have 4 weeks off. You haven't got that, lads. And I do think at some point you're going to have to sort of rotate and rest Szoboszlai, because he physically isn't going to be used to the fact he's going to play all over the winter. It's only us in the English league that go, come on, lads, keep going. We'll be fine.
I agree with you in that. You're right in what you say there, because we did have a lot of rotation in field under Klopp's first team, if you like, but these guys are totally new. Everybody is still getting to know each other. Do you know what I mean? So you're right. So rotation for between 4 or 5 guys who haven't seen each other play, who are just getting used to each other, is going to have an effect, and that's a great point. Whereas when we had the old guys, the first Klopp team, we did still rotate, but the guys knew, everyone knew each other. Do you know what I mean? They were so bedded down into it. So the fact that we are 15, 16 games in and we're top of the league with a totally new midfield, I think is fantastic, and I think I think we're only going to go on from here, not just this season, but over the next few years.
I love the positivity you've shown up with today, Robbie. I absolutely love it, man, because I think, Chris, we might be in the middle of what's going to end up being remembered as a really good title race this year. It feels like
it does.
Just with late comebacks. There's a couple of teams in it. Lots of teams can take points off of other teams. Like having Aston Villa and West Ham and Tottenham there, and Chelsea just every so often just throws a haymaker and takes points off of somebody. Like
even Man United sometimes do the odd one. Not often, if they have the odd one. I agree with you, Matt. I agree with you, Matt. Yeah, I mean, I think it's like having it's a bit difficult when you're in the throes of the game, when I'm getting a bit annoyed because I'm like, oh, come on, there's a chance to go top of the league, there's a chance to keep the pressure on. But then you do look back going, actually, when you look back at that team, that's a brand new midfield that's probably been played together a couple of times. We've got our backup left back in goal. We've got a keeper just back in goal who's come off a hamstring injury. We've got a kid making his second ever Premier League start. He's sort of then going, that's probably why it doesn't flow very well. it's easy for me to say it now because we've won the game, but when you look back at it and, you know, what's the phrase? Your monkey's not jumping out the box. You're in a chimp, that's it. He's not jumping around going, fuck it now, we need to win. You sort of go, yeah, no wonder it doesn't flow. I think the front three, you're going like, yeah, they're still getting used to how they work, you know. So, but well, it is what it is. I still thought the front three, Diaz looked the most threatening when you give him the ball. I just think as a team, we need to sometimes remember to start. Possession's great, but sometimes just have a run at lads, because we've got lads that when you run them, you can't touch them. You know, they glide past players, and I think we forget that side sometimes. Possibly a bit too obsessed with possession sometimes, you know. But listen, Palace also were designed today to sit deep, don't want the ball, hit you on the break. You know, it's very old school, but you know what? For what Palace have, it works. And when they brought the big fella on at half time, was his name is it Mateta?
Yeah.
Yeah. I did thinking, oh, that's a focal point. That would be. I thought this will be an interesting challenge for Kwanzaa, because you'd lean on the young kid. You're not going to lean on Van Dijk, are you? And the frustration with the penalty is it does look like Liverpool were about to take him off about 3 minutes. And unfortunately, he gives the penalty away just before we're about to take him off, which is just it's unfortunate. What did you think of the pen? I think it's a pen all day.
I mean, it's a pen. I don't know if there can be any disagreement about it.
No.
It's just the way that it gets there. The fact that the game is allowed to continue for so long. If you're going to do that, and I agree with what you said, Chris, is that they got the decision right in the end. In the end, it is a penalty. But if it's going to take that long, stop the game.
I don't know why it took him 2 minutes, because on about the second replay, when you just look at, oh yeah, he's just got he's kicked it. The only thing I can say is I don't think the ball goes out of from the penalty shout. I actually don't think the ball goes out of play until about
only the referee had some sort of air-powered device.
Yeah, but I don't know if they're supposed to wait till it goes. I don't know what the rule is, because it changes every fucking week, doesn't it? I assume that's why, because as soon as the ball went out of play, he stopped it then and went like, "Hang on, I need to listen." He goes, "Yeah, I've checked it. It's definitely a pen." So, I mean, you know, we're on the attack. Imagine if we'd scored. Well, it would be like the Man City title winning series a couple of years ago. They didn't go, yeah, sorry, you can't have your goal. You can watch a penalty though. It's a good pen, to be fair. He proper does Alisson.
Yeah.
Just sent it the wrong way. Look, you're like, I must admit, my inner chimp that was going, oh, fuck's sake. You really don't want to go behind the Palace there. One of those clubs, you're thinking, oh no, this is not going to be fun. But
yeah, our sixth game this season that we've sixth away game this season that we've given away the first goal and gone behind. And
this wasn't an early one, so you know there's a positive. It wasn't in the first 10 minutes like it normally is. At least we waited like half an hour to go, so we had half an hour torch to look at.
Yeah, Chris Golding here, he says there's only so many times you can keep coming back, and that reminds me of a really good trivia question I learned today. Do either of you know what Premier League record was broken today?
By Mo Salah? Or
no, not by Mo Salah.
It's even
a Premier League record.
Roy Hodgson's the oldest man ever to manage a
bingo. Every week, Roy gets to break that record. I hope he has a little special cup of tea for himself at home every day, because he just looks miserable out there. So congratulations to Roy Hodgson, still the oldest manager in the history of the Premier League.
He's still shit.
Yes, yes, he is.
I can't like Roy Hodgson. I just can't.
No.
We got Forest have scored away to Wolves, 1-0 Forest. Shortly after the penalty, we make our first changes. We got Konate coming on for Kwanzaa, like you said, Chris. Unfortunate that basically his last touch, if you ignore the 2 minutes that play went on, was to give the penalty away. And Gakpo comes on for Gravenberch. Gravenberch kind of hot and cold, probably the best out of the midfield three, but still not a good game. And then shortly thereafter that, in an event that has no bearing on the rest of the match, Andre Ayew gets a yellow card for trying to stop Virgil from taking a free kick.
Oh, BT. I'm sorry, BT's TNT now. It's the same Muppets. Doesn't matter. Yeah. Jesus wept. They've gone on like they've got to really think about the rules, you know, because if that's what it's going to take to get you sent off, it's not allowed. This is we got a guy called he calls a fletch, which he's such a wet wipe. And you're going, there's not like a rule written that says the second yellow has to be like a leg breaker or like a horrific one. It's, you know, the first yellow is stupid. Which is everyone knows. You stand in front of them. Virgil's smart for once. Just goes quick, whack it at him because I'll get a yellow and he'll piss off. And the second one, I first thought he'd given it because he thinks he's kicked it away. and I think, oh no, Elliott kicks away. But when you watch the replay, you go, well, it's a promising counter attack. He trips him up. So it is a second. If he hadn't been booked, he would have got booked for that anyway. So I was a bit like, it's a bit brain dead. I think all the negativity should have been looked at the player, because I'm like,
yeah, exactly.
He lost his head in about a minute. Thank Christ, because, and again, another one of my shouts that goes wrong. I'm happy to admit them. I text kept going, I'm not really sure that changes much, because they're sitting with 10 men behind the ball anyway. So what difference does it make? They'll just say to Marteta, right, lad, he said, are you next to you? You're on your own. So I was a bit like, I don't think that changes a lot. It just makes them more defensive. But,
and we were all wrong.
We were wrong. Was it 40 seconds later? I've seen the finish.
No,
96 idea.
96 seconds.
I've no idea how he gets the mo. I generally don't know. I just remember seeing it. I was just screaming, going, oh, he missed it. Oh, he scored. Brilliant. Yeah. I don't actually know the ball got to him. I just know he scored.
But it's exactly the same situation, lads, with the Ashley Young sending off. And again, the same crowd make a big deal of it. It's Ashley Young's fault that he got sent off. He got 2 bookings. It's not the referee's fault that he sent them off. It's the player's fault. The player is responsible. The player knows the rules. I always go by, how you react yourself at, when an incident happens. So, the Hendo one, I went stand out a push. The Endo one when the pen that wasn't. I reacted to that. I reacted to the second yellow card as well, because we were on our way down on the right hand side there. He's basically what he did. He stopped the break, and 99 times out of 100, if you stop a break upfield with a foul of any kind, you're going to get a yellow card. So it's not the referee's fault. And Chris, you saw the guys on Fletch again on TNT. Oh, the paying public don't want to see this. I'm sorry.
Well, if they're so concerned about the paying public, a couple of things then. I've got to rant now. I feel I'm in a rant mood now. If you care so much about the paying public, which by the way, you don't give a shit about the paying public, so don't put that bullshit out there. Get your pundits to know the bloody rules, because that's the rules of the game. If you don't like the rule, that's fine. Say you don't like the rule, but don't say it's a mistake, because it's not. 2, they're saying it's ruining the game. Do you know why it ruined the game? Do you know why Liverpool, in my head, looked so lacklustre? And Klopp made the point was, we played Wednesday night, we get 2 in the morning, and I've got to do a 12:30 kickoff. That's the entertainment you want? Sound. Don't throw it down my throat that you don't like what you served up. And I am not buying this utter bullshit line that's come out now, which is, oh, we need for 12:30 because the audiences abroad, it's better for them. How many times now TNT had an 8 o'clock kickoff, and they've moved it because they got a game, but because of who they want that game, so they make it 8 o'clock. Yeah. Get over it. But it's such an annoyance when they just don't know the rules. And to be honest, the lady in co-coms was better, because at least she went, I don't like that as a yellow because I think it's soft, but you can't do it. And Fletch go, but it's the paying public. And you go, well, but that's the rule. She was like, it's the rule. And she was right. She said, it's the rule. So swallow it. I have no problem with the tackle you did for the second one, because I think that's what you're told to do.
Exactly.
But he's got to have a brain to go, but I've just been booked for the stupid one was the first one. I don't know why he's trying to block the free kick thing, because where it was dead, it wouldn't have done anything, which stopped him and do what I was good at, which is breaking play up. I was really good at that. It annoys the hell out of me because he gets away with it, but that's his strength, But look, I don't see everything doesn't have to be controversial. I've seen a few in the chat who saying like the ref was shite today. I actually thought the ref was fine. Thought he got all the big decisions right with VAR's assistance. My frustration in the game today wasn't the ref, wasn't the 50-50s. It was Liverpool up to about 70 minutes were quite inept. That was my frustration today. Was we were quite inept. But what I liked about Liverpool today was, as soon as they went down to 10 men, Liverpool found a way of becoming ruthless and becoming killers and killed the game and made sure there's only one team winning this. And I quite like that. That's like we'd lost that last year. Because last year, we'd have still lost that game 1-0. In fact, last year, we'd have lost that game 2-0. Yeah, we'd have thrown an extra pen in just for shits and giggles, because why not? So the joys.
But can I just, as a member of the paying public, like, if you're paying your subscriptions or if you're paying whatever to watch this game and there's cameras everywhere, why wasn't there a camera on the 76th minute when Roy Hodgson got his yellow card, because that's something I would have loved to see.
Oh no, yeah.
He was, or I believe Roy Hodgson got his yellow card because in the wake of Ayew being sent off, he didn't see which player it was, and he was just looking around going, who? He's a giant owl, man. But just a harmless potato says Jones and Elliott changed the game. Jones the assist for Salah's equalizer, and then Elliott, what can you say? And again, Chris, you alluded to this at the top of the show when we were going through the lineup. 73rd minute, Jones comes on for Szoboszlai, Elliott comes on for Nunez, and Harvey Elliott, I think it was his 12th or his 13th sub appearance of the season for us so far, and he is proving to be a tidy little player coming off of the bench. Shortly after Ayew's red card,
the pay for Harvey Elliott is he's never going to start a game in the Prem for Liverpool, because I think he's made himself such the perfect first sub. Because whatever the game situation is, he obviously clearly watches it and reads the situation. When he comes on, he's up to the game level. And he's nearly always making an impact. Yeah. But he's got himself to such a situation where you go like, Harvey, mate, you never start in the game. You're just my first sub. It's not a bad place to be. But he is becoming that guy now where you go like, he's just the perfect sub to bring on in whatever game situation. Because he either holds the ball if you've got the lead, or he's dynamic. And I saw a bit of the post-match interview with him and Salah.
That was lovely.
He's waxing lyrical about Salah and saying like, this is my idol, this is who I look up to. It's, which must be a bit weird for Salah. But to be fair to Salah, his response back was actually quite nice, which is like, he's a good kid. He said, he's have a good career. So I just push him, he needs to do this in the gym. He can do something after training, just practice it to become a bit more direct. But he said, I've always told him, come and sit next to me, ask me anything, I'll tell you anything. I'll tell you what you want to know. He just needs to want to learn. He said, and he wants to. He said, that's why the kids have a good career, which I thought it's quite a nice. Yeah. That's where you see the benefit of why I'd get Salah to sign another contract extension, not only for his on the field stuff, which we all know is brilliant. That's what he's doing off the field to people like Harvey Elliott's the world, even Darwin Núñez. Who's going for the rough patch. We'll learn off a Mo Salah of types of finishing, calm your head. Mo Salah goes through band runs, they all do, but Mo doesn't give a shit. When he goes to a bad run, he doesn't care because he's quite calm. He's like, I'll get it next time. Harvey Elliott, he's great.
Yeah, just on the first goal, because I mean, we do need to talk about it being another milestone. It's Gakpo gets across, and the ball eventually falls to Michael Elise, and he's so soft. He's so soft in his own 6 yard, but 8 yards out from his own goal, under pressure from across. He just lets the ball fall there. Curtis Jones gets in front. Gets a little poke on it over to Mo. Jones is then taken out. We had a few people in the chat pointing out that if Mo hadn't scored, it almost certainly would have been a penalty and potentially a second yellow card.
The comms I had, the lady whose name I cannot remember said in comms, she goes, she had a good finish. She basically went, good job for Palace, said, because that's definitely a penalty. Yes. I said, I'm sure he's on a booking. So, which to be honest, Fletch never brought up again. He didn't seem to bring up the fact that had gone for him. Nice finish. Very nice.
This Fletch guy is great. Yeah. And I mean, Robbie, it now goes Rush, Hunt, Hodgson, Little, Salah.
Excellent.
The top 5 all-time goal scorers for Liverpool Football Club. The only ones with 200 or more goals. A huge milestone for Mo. It's taken him a couple of games to get there, but the double 100.
Yeah. Like Dwayne, what can you say about the guy? He's so good for us. He was. Initially, I remember back in the day, initially when we were signing him, he was people calling him as like cover for Sadio Mane and stuff like that.
That was me. I went, this is a cover for Mane. Another pace lad, great, a cover for Mane. Sound with that. Yeah. And then just kept scoring goals. Going, he's quite good at this goal scoring, isn't he?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I remember a bit from his very brief spell at Chelsea, and. I don't really watch European football, so I didn't know how well he was doing in Rome and whatnot. But what can you say about the guy? He's breaking records left, right, and centre, and the fact that he loves breaking records, man. He wants to play every game, and whereas if I was Klopp, I'd be wrapping him up in cotton wool for a lot of games that he has played.
I'd be locking him up so he can't leave.
Oh, absolutely.
Just sign this birthday card for me, daughter. Oh, yeah, great, thanks. Oh, look at that, it's a 3-year extension. Excellent, thanks very much. See you later. He also broke another record. Called to Michael Reed Mo Salah's the 5th player to reach 200 goals for Liverpool in all competitions. He's done it in 26,633 minutes, which is the quickest by anybody in the club to reach that. The next closest was Roger Hunt, and he beat him by 300 minutes, which is about it's a few games.
3.5 games.
So it's also the quickest to get to 200, just to really set piss.
That man has too much time in his hands.
Yeah, I mean, to put it into context, Ian Russ did it in 28,800. So, it's some distance by the top, to do that. And I think there's 150th Prem goal as well, just to add to the list. He just keeps breaking records.
He's absolutely just the main man when it comes to scoring goals for Liverpool. There might end up being, we got a January break coming up in the Premier League, I think, this year. There might be maybe a little Mo Salah 200-plus goal tribute show that might need to get done for that, because you could definitely fill an easy hour talking about.
We just found a YouTube with all these goals on, and we just all sit together and watch. There's his first goal. I remember that one. We'll just talk about his goal. Just watch all 200. It'd be like a 3-hour show. I quite like.
We could just have Gav come on and give his personal memories of Mo Salah's top goals, and then just play like a Euro dance beat in the background while he narrates.
Yeah, hope so.
A YouTube sub. The Palace goalie then gets hurt. I'm not entirely sure what happened to him. Looks like he pulled a calf maybe or something like that. And they bring on a young lad, Remy Matthews, making his Premier League debut. And it was just like, you got to test the keeper. I mean, at this point, you got the substitute keeper coming in out of absolute nowhere from the cold. And in the 91st minute, Harvey Elliott gets the ball in that right pocket in a little bit of space. None of the Palace defenders move out to shut him down. And he just steps forward and spears the ball. Somebody in here described it as spearing the ball with his left foot. I mean, Robbie, not only is it a lovely goal, not only is it another goal from outside the box, not only is it a huge goal for Harvey Elliott just for his personal, accolades this season, but it's our midfield scoring again. We're, picking up goals from parts of the pitch that we haven't been able to rely on. Pulls us out of the fire. Trent rescuing the points against City. Trent rescuing the points against, who the hell did we play last? Sheffield United. And now Harvey Elliott. We do it again. This is Liverpool, right? This is just what we do.
That's it. And this is another substitute. And I think what Klopp's substitutes were overshadowed by the tantrum that Fletch was having about the yellow card.
I might try to do a compilation of it. It's so funny.
Yeah, credit has to go to Klopp. I have criticised Klopp in the past about some of his decisions with substitutes, but I think he's getting better and better, and today was no different. I mean, Gakpo and Gomez, as soon as they get on the pitch together. Gakpo and Joe Gomez, where they combined. Yeah, they combined so well down the right-hand side. But then again, it was similar to Sheffield United. I didn't have any doubts. Once I didn't see the first goal coming, but once we got the first, I really thought we were going to get the second.
You fancy that, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
I've got a stat for Matt, because Matt loves his stats, but also it's on Harvey Elliott, so he loves it even more. Harvey Elliott is the youngest substitute to score a 90th minute winner away from home in the league for Liverpool's history. It's very specific, but still. It's another record. It's another record broken. So that's all for him to get. What I'm liking about, but again with Elliott, these aren't like cameos coming on at like 4-0, 5-0, and
it's not garbage time. This is the games in the balance substitutes.
Michael stat padder appearances, which is he's made 15 appearances. Yeah, but he came on at 3-0 every time. It doesn't matter. He's always coming on in quite difficult moments. And look, he came on again difficult moment. I made an impact. And look, the strike wise. Is lovely. Mo used to do that sort of strike. Doesn't really do many on the side of the box now, but that's kind of a Mo Salah sort of fake and hit, and hit that true. What introduction for Palace? Well, to the was that the new keeper as well? Is that a new thing as well? We've managed to beat Palace with 2 different keepers in goal, which is quite an achievement as well. Just to make it really difficult.
Not a record.
Probably is.
Yeah, and then the game kind of peters out. I mean, obviously, Palace are now down a goal and down a man. There was really not a huge chance that they were going to forge a late comeback.
Fletcher's got one for you. Fletch will tell you about one. Do you want to hear about Fletcher's big chance? Big chance, right? He went on about this for a good 5 minutes.
Oh, the late free kick, deep swung in by Elise.
Ignore the rules of the game. Now, listen, my first big gripe is stop giving away stupid free kicks. Within 30 yards of goal, it's a real bugbear. Stop doing it. He gets a good header. Anderson, by the way, I like both Palace's centre backs. Anderson and Gahey. I cannot believe they'll still be at Palace next year. Somebody should take both of them because they're really good. I'd have Gahey at Liverpool. I think he's good. Good header, and it's a good save by Alisson. And they're going, oh, how great would that have been? And they got another corner from it, and all that would have been great. The first replay, he's a yard offside. So you're like, lads, if it goes in, it's not given anyway. But he's going on about it like it was the biggest injustice in the world. I'm going, he's a yard offside. I think the girl next to him just gave up. I think Lucy Ward just gave up when I'm going out. I've got a static says Muppet all day. You can have Steve and then I'm back next week.
The nice thing about it not being flagged for what was, because again, I also thought the Linos did a fairly decent job with flagging for offsides. Like they got them correct. There wasn't a whole lot of massive.
Oh yeah, that's good. I forgot about that one. The Diaz goal. Forgot about that one as well. The offside.
Yeah, but you let that one play through, and that's how that should be done, and it was correctly offside.
It was a lovely finish for that one as well. It's a shame.
It counts now as an official save for Alisson, so that makes it having two phenomenal saves. Where if that flag goes up, that doesn't technically count, and as we all know, it doesn't actually have happened. So final whistle blows after a flurry of late yellow cards. It was like Andy Madley had to meet his monthly quota or something like that. And he's like, oh, shit, I got a minute left. I got to give out 3 yellow cards. Boom, 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 everybody.
You think it was a dirty game because there's 8 yellow cards and a red. And you go like, what's the really that sort of game, to be honest? It was a bit of a funny one, really, but not bad.
Yeah, there was 7 or 8 yellow cards. It wasn't a very good game. Let's put another one down into that category of we didn't play great. We went away from home. We went behind, and we managed to pull it out at the end, and we walk away with all 3 points. And somebody said that they're absolutely loving these Saturday games where you can put the goal rush on, and it has the live Premier League table on the side. And we are currently sitting there with the big number 1 beside us, and
nice.
That's where we want to be.
John was right. The game midweek was more dirty.
Sheffield United were kicking the shit out of us.
Exactly, and there's not even a yellow card in that. Yeah. And today it was like anything was a yellow card. It was bizarre.
Yeah. So it's happy days for Liverpool when you get the 3 points to start the weekend off. These are all those cliches you talk about in the build up to a game like this. Gav and Kev doing the 30 the last couple of days in the morning. Get that win. Sit back for the rest of the weekend and hope that there's absolute carnage in all the other games. Somebody asked earlier if everybody's going to be watching Aston Villa Arsenal. I would imagine that if you're not not already disposed, everybody's sitting down to watch that because I think that's going to be a good.
I'm out having a curry, so I couldn't care. So I'm hoping I'm going to come back from me curry and we'll still top the league, but we'll see.
Yeah, 3-3 or something wild like that. Robbie, who'd you like for your man of the match?
I don't like giving man of the match awards to players that haven't played the 90, but I thought Gomez was absolutely brilliant when he came on. He got it. Oh yeah. He took the game. Okay. He took the game by the scruff of the neck as soon as he came on, and he linked up lovely with Gakpo, put some nice balls in from the byline, and did what he had to do and did it really, really well. Alisson, 2 great saves, even though one wasn't, we took the second one, whatever. It was still a great save. He still from the header, he still had to do it. I thought Gomez was brilliant. I thought he was poor now. The last match, and he's not a left back, but he's a much better right back than he is a left back. Anyway, that's for sure. And I thought he was great today.
Yeah, it's there's a little bit of a split in the chat. You got a few people agreeing with you there, Robbie, that Gomez, John saying it's his best attacking performance ever, and our resident betting expert, Red Steve, says Gomez is scoring next week. Book it. So there you have the absolute ironclad Fife.
Red Steve has said that for 4 years. It's still never happened. Let's be clear here. I've told you, Gomez is scoring 1 goal this year, and it's going to be the winner of one of the cup finals we make. That is what's happening.
I thought it could have been today. I thought there might be an off chance that he might pop up with that, a
Or
defender
his is the
scores
goal,
a
or
huge
his is the goal that
winning.
wins you the league. You know,
Yeah. Oh.
the late winner, Gomez. It's going to Gomez is going to do something like that. He's either never scored for Liverpool, or it's going to be like a season-defining winning goal. You go like, of all the people to score a goal, Joe Gomez. Wow, that's good.
No, it'll end up being he'll score like Simicast, the winning penalty in a cup final shootout, and it won't
doesn't
count
count
as an official goal. But he'll have that moment of
that'll be it. It'll
glory.
be something like that. Red Steve's not.
Who'd you like, Bracky? Who was man of the match for you?
If it's someone who started, it has to be Alisson. There's a little part of that says Harvey Elliott, and maybe it's probably recently biased because he got the winning goal. But I thought he was effective. But you know what? I'll stick with Joe Gomez because the lad gets an awful lot of shit, and I think a lot of it is quite uncalled for. I think a lot just think because he's not Trent. Who, by the way, I don't think Trent in the sense of it worked today.
No.
I just don't think it worked. I think he got lost in it. Not quite because good people around him, but I just don't thought he was terrible. I just didn't think it worked. I thought Trent was more effective first half playing right back, but. That's the way it goes. But so I'll stick with Gomez.
Yeah, and I think it's Alisson just again to bookend the whole match with those two big saves, regardless of whether the one was an official one or not. I mean, it is an official save because it wasn't ruled for offside. But I would give honorable mention to Virgil van Dijk. I thought again a fair number of times where he's just sweeping up at the back. He seems to be filling in on both the left side and the right side wherever he's needed. You can hear him out there talking. I love to see it.
He guided Kwanzaa through the game, which is what you should do because Kwanzaa's only a youngster. But Virgil van Dijk's getting back into that territory where Joe used to go like, so who's man the match? And the answer's probably Virgil van Dijk. We're going, yeah, but he always plays like that. But we're forgetting but that's really good though. Not everyone plays like that. He's getting back into that elite level of defending where we can take it for granted a little bit. It's quite nice. It's quite a nice place to be honest.
It's exactly where we should all want to be. Just in that taking Virgil van Dijk for granted range. And
no way! That can't be true. Eric Ten Hag got man of the month for November.
I love it.
That's just league, right? It doesn't count the Champions League.
Yeah. Obviously, the important stuff doesn't count.
It just shows as well, lads, how much we take Mo Salah for granted because he scored a goal and he got an assist.
Yeah, we don't mention him.
He's not even in the conversation now,
To be fair to him, outside of his goal, he was largely anonymous today. But so were all the front three. But it's hard to be present when you don't get the ball. So, but Mo does what Mo does. He just turns up. He just turns up in the big moments. I'm all right with that.
Yep. And I mean, we are fast approaching one of his favorite games of every season.
I genuinely thought that's when he was going to get his 200th goal. Yeah. I thought he's saving it for United because he loves to piss Man United.
Don't rule out the fact that he might be able to pass Billy Little in the all-time goal scoring charts. It is possible that Mo Salah scores 29 goals against Man United next week.
Do you know what? He'll score against United and it'll be like it's the most any player's ever scored against United. There'll be other things, bro. It's a home game, isn't it? So it's probably like his 91st consecutive game of getting a goal or assist. It's just what he does, isn't it?
Yeah. The amount of amazing only or breaking records you can find using lfchistory.net, which is just an absolute treasure trove. If you're ever wondering anything about Liverpool history, highly recommend you check them out. It's the best way to build a quiz. I'll say that to you, Bracky. Use LFC history, not just
I did. I just
BuzzFeed slideshows that you use to build your quizzes with. But that should be more than enough for us. We're just about at the halftime in the 3 o'clock games. We got 1-0. Bournemouth is beating Manchester United. Wolves is drawn level with Forest 1-1. Sheffield United, Brentford, Brighton, Burnley, both 0-0. Got a Sunday night show coming up. Everybody that's in here, thanks for joining us. We would all appreciate it if you'd hit that like button for us. I see a lot of our members in here tonight. If you're not a member and you'd like what we're doing here on the Talkin Kop, I highly suggest you check it out. Maybe just give a download of one of the 30 episodes that Gav did from last week and get clued into the Telegram Chronicles every morning because it is so much fun and well worth the value for your membership, I would have to say. But Gav will be back with the lads tomorrow night to hopefully take in what is a very Liverpool positive weekend of football for us. We get a few results fall our way and sets us up for we're now into that tricky patch. Once we get past the Union game on Thursday, we're into that United, West Ham, Arsenal, Christmas
Ah,
time.
we'll win all that. Be fine. They're at home.
Hey.
Be all right.
You guys are all finally coming around to where I decided to live from the very start of the season, and that's we're going to win this damn league. I'm telling you, because it's days like today. I mean, Arsenal are having them too, so you can't discount that. But it's days like today that you look back on when you've had a real good season, and you remember that these are the ones. So, Robbie, anything else before we get out of here?
Yeah, just one thing. Joel Matip probably will never play for LFC again. So I just wanted to mention him. He's been an absolute legend. He's very, very rarely let us down. I don't think I've seen, I'm an old man, obviously, and I don't think I've seen a player bring the ball out from defence and have the ability to dribble up the pitch since Alan Hansen. And
hey, I think he's been teaching Kwanzaa though, because Kwanzaa tried it once, and he did a little backstep. Went, I'm gonna do a Joel. He wasn't a bad effort actually. So maybe that's what Kwanzaa's gonna get sorted.
Yeah, maybe he'll be in that list as well. Hopefully he will. But just to mention him, he's been brilliant for us. And whatever happens, I just wherever he probably won't play for Liverpool again. Let's be honest. So wherever he goes, hopefully he can get back playing and finish off his career. And best of luck to him. And thanks for the memories. That's all I have.
I mean, we will always have that meme of away at AC Milan when he smacked Jordan Henderson on the top of the head when he was a substitute warming up on the sideline.
I still haven't got over his breakdown when he got booked this season.
Oh, that was brilliant.
What I've just said, it's like when your mum says it's time for bed and you don't want to go to bed. It was a proper full-on meltdown. He's so socially awkward, but a brilliant footballer. He's just he's iconic in many, many ways, both on and off the pitch. I will miss Joe Matip.
But
as I learned this week listening to another podcast talk about it, he's younger than Virgil van Dijk, which is like, what? How is that? That doesn't seem like
I heard that.
But...
I think his age, his age is. I don't know if his body is.
Yeah,
bless him.
Yeah.
Paul Bloke's had a lot of it. He has had a lot of quite bad injuries, unfortunately. I do think it's like anything. They catch up with over time. So
they do, but I mean, he will be fondly remembered by everybody. I don't think any Liverpool fan can really take any umbrage with the service that Joel Matip gave to Liverpool Football Club, and he will be missed. Chris, any last thing?
Women are playing tomorrow, so I'm going to be freezing my bollocks off at Princeton Park. So we're playing Bristol, last home game before Christmas. So fingers crossed that all goes well, and we'll hope. I'm going to talk to Gav. We'll try and get at least one, maybe two of the title shows out because there's 3 to go, and obviously we were supposed to have one on Friday, but me not being very well.
Yeah,
hey, stop that.
What do you mean you're going to be out freezing your bollocks off at Prenton Park? Didn't you just say that you're sick as a dog right now? Shouldn't you be inside a hot water bottle on your head? Yeah.
You try telling my daughter she's not. You try telling my daughter she's not going to the women's game. It ain't happening. So I've just got to wrap up warm, man up, and just sit there, freeze. But it should be a good game, to be fair. So I enjoy going.
Absolutely lovely. Yeah, it's and great experiences all around. So hopefully it's not too cold for you. Oh, and what's this? Burnley scored? Burnley just scored against Brighton. Funny. But that's enough for us. Thanks everybody for joining us. Like I said, hit the like button on your way out. If you've enjoyed the show, tune in tomorrow night for the Sunday night show, and Gavin and the guys will take you through the whole weekend's actions. But on behalf of Chris and Robbie, I've been your host, Matt. This has been the Talkin Kop, finished at Selhurst Park. Crystal Palace 1, Liverpool 2, Liverpool top of the league, up the Reds. See ya.